everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. All right, let's get into it. So what happened in the past 24 hours? Bitcoin pretty much got rejected exactly where we thought it would, at the lower band or the lower limit of our band of resistance at around what is this, $53,200. Okay, so previously we had drawn out this inverse this W pattern, right, which is a bullish pattern with the target that's the height of the pattern, and from the top of the W down, projected from the point of breakout. And that's pretty much what this line is, right? I just drew it again just to show you the process. That gives you the lower limit of this band, a little higher than the lower limit. But, when you have resistance, typically price gets rejected a little bit before if it's really strong. So that's what happened, right? We made it all the way up to about 53,000 or a little shy of 53,000, and we corrected. Does this mean Bitcoin's not bullish? No, that's not true. Bitcoin's extremely bullish. This is very staunch resistance. If you are subscribed to the channel, you'll know that we looked left to see the nature of resistance. And how did we form this purple rectangle? We basically looked to let's look at the daily just so we can see a little more definition. We looked at our trading range here, this Wyckoff distribution that formed between February and May, where we hit our all-time high. This is exactly where we're going to find some issues penetrating through. One, because it's an all-time high, so psychologically it is a resistance point for the people, for investors, right? Can we get even higher than we were before? That's a valid question. But also just looking at the charts, you see that this was previous support for that multi-month range of trading. And now, support becomes resistance when you're below it. So this is why it's going to be staunch resistance, because it's something that was formed over some time, and it's going to take a little bit to undo. Now, a lot of you may hear in the news, El Salvador's buying Bitcoin, because officially that country has made Bitcoin legal tender since yesterday or today. And so the government needs to buy Bitcoin. That's how it works, right? Whether through exchanges or over the counter, they need to buy Bitcoin. They need to create some buying pressure, which should fundamentally boost the price. But that aside, and this is why charting is so powerful. Let's go back into the 4-hourly. It doesn't matter who's doing what fundamental news is happening. That can affect smaller projects a little more, right? Things with lower market cap. But technically speaking, this resistance doesn't go away just because the news is bullish, just because an on-chain analyst says that the markup has begun. You had time to accumulate. None of that matters. Just look at the charts. That's the beauty of charting. It's right in front of you. And again, if you have a smaller project with smaller market capitalization, it's easier to be affected by the vagaries of what happens in the news. But even still, it still works that in technical analysis, if you have such staunch resistance, even if the asset is very bullish, it's still going to get rejected. It just may not get rejected all the way down, to 10% or 15%. This corrected 5%, which is a significant correction, but it's not the biggest correction in the world. And to me, that Bitcoin got rejected from such a staunch resistance, only 5%, shows me just how bullish it is. So please don't misunderstand. I'm still very bullish. I still believe that Bitcoin is showing immense strength. right? To get rejected only 5% from huge resistance is strength. Because before, if you remember, for those of you who were subscribed, when we were trying to get past, what was it? Yeah. No, it wasn't this. Where was it? It was here, 49.8. When we were trying to get past this resistance, we got rejected how much the first time? Yeah, we got rejected almost twice that, almost 8 or 9% the first time we tried this band of resistance that I've already erased. But there was a purple box here. For those of you who are subscribed, you'll remember there was a slimmer purple box of resistance here. And now actually, what are we doing? We're finding support on that. So we got rejected. We found support on that purple band at 50,500, right? So that's how it works. I think you benefit so much from your trading when you just look left. It makes sense, right? That this old support would become staunch resistance. It lasted over some time. So if you're in a trade with Bitcoin, don't expect it to just slice through this, right? It's going to be tested 2 or 3 times, typically in trading 3-4 times if it's really staunch resistance. If the asset is super strong, it may take only 2 or 3 tries to get through. But then this also applies to your altcoin trades, right? If you're actively trading, right? And I keep saying that the way to make wealth in this space is to buy and hold. But if you do trade with a small percentage of your portfolio, do keep Bitcoin in mind. That's why we track Bitcoin, because if you don't know what Bitcoin is doing, you can't by any means, judge the performance of most of these altcoins. You'll see that some will buck the trend. Solana is doing its own thing. Moon River is doing its own thing. Harmony One is doing its own thing. Covalent is doing its own thing. However, 95% of all other assets are going to be in lockstep with Bitcoin. And so if Bitcoin rejects, they'll reject that much more. So knowing that you had this resistance coming, you probably wouldn't have gotten into a long, or if you did, you would have taken profits once Bitcoin got close to this lower limit of resistance. So what do I expect will happen? So let's move into the hourly time frame. So right now, seems as if the rejection may be done, and I believe it is. I believe that we did find support at this. I mean, look at the VPVR. Look how thick this band of support is, and that was formed by our previous resistance. That's exactly our previous resistance. Those of you who are subscribed will know. Between about 49 and 50,500. That was our previous resistance. We found support on that. I think the correction is over. We are going to try this again. Most likely we are going to be rejected again, but that we'll find support right here on this point of control at around 51,700. And we're going to form an inverse head and shoulders, then attack it again, then make some headway into the box. That's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin right now. It's going to be a struggle, and this is why the previous episode was entitled The Last Test for Bitcoin, right? Is this the last test for Bitcoin? Because I do believe it is. Once you breach this resistance, zone, this band, you're pretty much in price discovery. You're going to make an all-time high, and there is no support. There's no resistance. You're in uncharted territory. So that's Bitcoin. Just be cautious if you're in any trades. I wouldn't necessarily short, because this asset is very bullish, and you would be going against a trend, not financial advice. And longing, I don't know if that makes much sense right now, unless you're on high leverage and you know how to do risk mitigation and how to take profits. because as soon as we get to this lower limit, we're most likely going to be rejected. So that's Bitcoin for the day. I hope that was useful. I hope that was helpful. Please like and subscribe the video and share when appropriate, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.